Hello, I'm Val. In this yoga video, we're going to look at getting your circulation and lymphatic system working. If you find yourself sitting for a lot of the day and you find yourself getting cold in your extremities, then it may well be that this session will help you. We're going to require 2 props. Do have a belt, a tie, dressing gown cord. We'll be using that when we come down onto the mat, so pop that to one side. And do have a bit of wall space. Not strictly a prop, but we're going to use the wall to assist us. As usual, we're going to start by becoming here and now, by bringing ourselves into our body and preparing for our yoga practice. So bring your feet as close together as works for you. If they want to be hip width apart, that's perfectly fine. If they want to be touching, great, and anywhere in the middle. Spread the weight through the feet. Think about spreading your toes out, taking weight into your heels. Sense of feeling grounded through your feet. If you know you need to lift the arches, work on lifting the arches, drawing up through the inner knees. And when you're ready, moving on to think about your legs, nice and upright. If you know you've got a tendency to lock your knees, make sure there's a little softness in them. Think about any adjustment through your pelvis. A little tone into the abdominal muscles and through the lower back, creating a bit of lift in the rib cage away from the hips. Shoulders feeling level, relaxing, softening those shoulders down, allowing the arms to release. Standing nice and tall through the spine, chin level. Your choice here if you want to close the eyes to bring the focus into the body or just soften the gaze. If you're comfortable, breathing in and out through the nose. Taking a quiet moment, looking to bring your body to stillness. Letting to release from your day. Recognizing that this is your time for your practice of yoga. Beginning to tune into your breath. Softening the muscles of the face, releasing the jaw. Soft shoulders, open chest. Standing tall. Relax through the muscles of the arms, centering through our lower back and pelvis. Strengthen the legs. We're going to work into a breathing exercise first of all. Opening your eyes. We're going to take the arms around the outside of the body, bring the palms together in prayer. As we breathe out, the arms are going to travel down the centre of the body. Next time you breathe in, stretching up, arms come around the outside, palms come together, and as you breathe out, those arms come down, palms staying together for as long as they can. When you're ready to breathe in again, those arms go up, palms touching, out breath, arms travelling down. Breathing in, stretching up, palms together, and as you breathe out, the hands come down. I'm going to introduce the leg movement. You're going to come up on your toes as well as moving those arms. In breath, coming up on the toes, reaching up. Out breath, sinking into the heels as the hands come down the centre line of the body. Bend the knees a little. Breathing in, stretch up, roll into those toes. Out breath, palms together, sinking the heels as the hands travel down. Breathing in, stretching up, bringing those palms together up on toes. Out breath, rolling the feet down as the arms come down. Can we do several more? Breathing in to stretch up on your toes. Out breath, coming down. Good. It might be that this is all you have time for, a bit of breathing, a bit of stretching and working the circulation. So as we breathe in, we stretch up, rolling up on the toes. Out breath, the palms are together, they move down the centre as we sink into the heels, maybe bending the knees. Good. We're going to do one more if you're happy to. If you need to stop beforehand, please do. Breathing in, stretch up on the toes. Out breath, heels sink as the palms come down. Relax and release those arms. Feel grounded through your feet. Just be aware what's happened to your breath, to your heart rate. Sensation of warmth hopefully coming into the body. Now we're going to work into the waist. We're going to do a gentle twisting motion. It's going to work on all those abdominal organs. So I suggest you take your feet about hip width apart. We're going to take the arms a little away from the body. Once we get into the movement, if you want to raise those arms high, you can. Soften your knees with some bend in the knees. We're going to twist to one side. Arms coming round as we twist. Then we're going to bring ourselves forwards and twist to the other side. Coming forwards, keep the weight in your feet, we'll twist round, taking the arms round. Really feel you're turning through your midsection. Coming forwards. Breathe naturally, whatever feels right for you. Twisting. If we can, we get some space between the ribs and the hips. Try not to sink into your centre. Coming back. Twisting. Can you go a bit further? Do you want to raise those arms? Coming forwards. Twist the other way. Soften those knees a little. Feel you're working into your waist. Come forwards. The higher you have your arms, the more your heart's going to work. Okay, so if you want to, you can bring your arms right up. You might even want them up here somewhere, candelabra arms. Twisting. Try and keep that lift through the rib cage so that we're not sinking into the hips. Do be warned as you lift your arms that actually that makes them feel more tired and more engaged with the movement. You might start bringing them down. Working into that twist. Just doing one more. Finishing balance through your lefts and your rights. As you come to centre this time, make sure you're not feeling dizzy and have a straightening stretch up, pulling the tailbone under if you want to. And releasing it. We are going to go into our forward bend next, Uttanasana. So this is really good. We're going to be taking the head lower than the heart. So that's good for working our circulation. Usually our head's above our heart. Start with your feet hip width. We'll have a little slide forward. Soft knees, hands on the fronts of the thighs. Roll your shoulders and head down. And have a little hang forwards. Try and feel you're hinging at your hips. We don't bend from the waist, we actually hinge at the hips when we're coming forwards. If your hands comfortably come down to your mat, hold hands to opposite elbow and encourage your spine to lengthen as you release the weight of the head and the neck. Soften the shoulders. Make sure you're breathing. Check how you feel. If you're feeling dizzy at all, we can bring ourselves carefully down to the mat. We're going to nice and steadily anchor, bending those knees, releasing those elbows. If you know you need the assistance of hands on thighs, otherwise we anchor. Good. Take a moment, make sure you feel okay. We're going to go hands on hips, lengthening through the chin, still soft in those knees. And we're going to try and hinge forwards at the hips. Try and keep that back flat for as long as you can. Knees are soft so that we don't strain those hamstring muscles. Fold forwards. Try and relax the head and the neck forwards. If you want to release those arms down, release those arms down. Having a little hang, you might be bringing those hands down to the mat. You might be taking the hands back by the feet. Might even be taking the backs of the hands to the floor, to the mat. Listen to your body. If it works better for you to uncurl nice and softly hands on thighs and go that way, otherwise we can bring hands to hips. Lengthen through the front of the body, lifting the head. Little bit of softness in those knees as we bring ourselves up. Steady. Aware of how you're feeling. Make sure we don't feel swimmy. If you are comfortable with forward bending and with your lower back, we can work arms extended. Otherwise, stick to one of the first versions or leave this third one out. We've still got a little bit of softness in those knees, so that as we tilt forwards, we're not pushing our hips back, we're hinging at the hips. Bring yourself steadily forwards, nice and slow. Encourage those hands down to the mat, or you might even be holding behind the ankles or shins, or calves, this time. Think of folding forward. So again, those abdominal organs are getting a little squeeze. Think of relaxing, releasing the head, neck and shoulders. Be aware of how you're feeling. Breathing naturally. You're going to come up in the way that suits you. You might be uncurling hands to thighs. You might be coming up with hands on hips. If you're very happy with your lower back, if you know your lower back's strong, extend the arms in alignment with the spine. Breathe in, stretching up, hinging at those hips. Out breath, releasing your arms down. Take a moment. Stand tall. Recognize what's happening in your body, how you're feeling, any changes to your circulation or the warmth at your toes and your fingers. Our next posture is going to be our triangle posture. If you want to work on the alignment through your triangle posture, think about working against your wall so that you can keep yourself nice and flat. If you know you typically tend to stick your hips out behind you. So find the position that's going to work for you, against the wall or freestanding. Take those feet a nice distance apart. We're going to work with the toes facing directly forwards. We're going to take weight into those outer edges of the feet, so lift your insteps. And again, think about bringing ourselves into alignment. Our shoulders directly over our hips, a little bit of space between the rib cage and the hips. Breathe in, lengthen through those arms, reaching them out to the sides at shoulder level. Out breath, check that your weight's going down equally between your feet. Breathe in, lift your rib cage. Out breath, tipping to one side. Doesn't matter whether you go left or right. Lower hand's going to fall onto that leg. Top arm's going to stretch up to the ceiling, palm forwards. If you're comfortable with your neck, turn your head to look up at your thumb. Breathing. Lengthening that top arm, strengthen your legs. Feeling open through your body. Nice stretch into the chest. Make sure you're breathing naturally, not holding the breath. Think about the back of the body being flat. Legs strong. Upper arms stretching up. As you're ready to come out of the position, your head turns, palm turns. Big in-breath to come up. Reach through those arms. Stretch into your fingertips. Make sure your legs are nice and strong. Let's breathe in, lifting the rib cage. Out breath, tipping over to the other side. Hand comes onto leg top, arm travels up to be straight up to the ceiling, palm turns forwards. Look up at that thumb if you want to, chin tucked in. Breathing naturally, checking what's happening through your body. Have we got a sense that we're lifted through the arches, legs nice and strong, weight equally between those legs? Does the back of the body feel flat? Have we got a nice stretch through the chest? When you're ready to come up, turn the head, turn the palm, big in-breath to come up. Release those arms down. You can walk your feet in together. Should feel nice and opened. So we're going to have a little curl forwards in our ragdoll, soft knees, rolling forwards. Spine releases. If you don't like ragdoll, just have a stretch up to the ceiling instead to bring yourself to center. And we're going to steadily uncurl or release those arms down if you're stretching up. We're going to work into a moving goddess squat next. We're going to take those feet wide apart, maybe not as wide as triangle posture. Going to have your toes pointing outwards and the knees are going to go out over those feet. So just check you're comfortable. We're going to be coming into a squat position. So the full goddess posture is to bend into those knees, bend the elbows, bring the palms at a slight angle so they reflect the angle of the feet. If we do this in a moving way, we can bring the hands down. So you're going to breathe in, bringing the arms out, bending into the knees. Breathe out, bringing the knees, straightening the knees, bringing the hands towards each other. In breath, bending knees, moving the arms out. Out breath, bringing the knees together, hands towards each other. So breathe in, sitting into your goddess, moving your arms. Breathe out, straightening your legs, bringing your hands down. In breath, to drop into those knees, bringing those hands up. Out breath, straightening the legs, bringing the arms down. One more, breathing in. Good. As you breathe out, push up through those legs. Bring your feet in together once more. Just take a moment. Be aware of what's happening. Is your circulation working? Is your heart beating a little faster? You've got a sense of warmth flowing through your body. We're going to bring ourselves down to the mat in a sitting position where we're going to sit for a little twist. So come down to the mat in whatever way suits you. Sit with your legs extended in front of you. We're going to work into a twist. I'm just going to adjust my position because we're going to twist to the right first of all. So you're lengthening those legs away, sitting up nice and tall. We're going to bring the left hand to the outside of the right leg. We're going to take the right hand down to the mat behind us. So wherever you can reach. We're getting a twist into the body. We're sitting up nice and tall through the spine. You might be looking over your shoulder. We want to have height through the spine, so lift the rib cage away from the hips. Feel you're squeezing into the tummy. Breathing, sitting tall. Coming back as you're ready. And we'll do that twist to the left. So our right hand comes to the outside of the left leg. The left arm stretches behind fingertips onto the mat. We draw ourselves into a nice twist. Sitting tall through your spine, lifting the ribs away from the hips. Make sure you're breathing. When you feel balanced with the other side, you release that hand and come forwards. Have a moment straightening up. I'm going to release those arms down. We're going to come down onto our mats. We're going to lay down onto our mats. Make sure you've got your belt to hand. It's up to you whether you work with your knees bent at this point or whether you have your legs stretching away. See what feels right for you. When you're ready, we're going to bring the right knee up. We're going to hug that right knee into us. Remember, if you'd rather, you can hug underneath the shin. You don't have to hug over the top. We're drawing that knee down. When we release, we're going to take the arms overhead. Then we're going to bring the left leg up, hugging either over or under the shin, drawing that leg in towards you. Then take the arms overhead as the heel stretches away. Changing to the right knee up, hugging. Feel the stretch into that hip. Then stretch your leg away as the arms go overhead. Changing to the other side. Knee comes up. We hug that knee in. Breathing. Breathe naturally. Releasing the leg, taking the arms over. Last one to each side, right knee up. Nice hug in. Bringing that thigh down onto the body. Release and take the heel away. Change to the other side. Drawing that leg into you. And release, allowing the arms to relax by your side this time. We're going to work with that belt next. Again, you can have your non-working leg knee bent, or the leg can be away straight. We want to take our belt around the right foot. It's just underneath the toes. We're going to start by stretching that leg to the ceiling. Work with where it's right for you. We want to focus on opening the back of the knee, lengthening that leg, but you'll notice the hips are staying down to the mat. When the leg's up to the ceiling, you might have both hands on your belt. We're going to take the leg to both sides. So first of all, take the right hand high on the belt, take the leg out to the right. Only go as far as you're comfortable to. The left side stays pinned down to the mat. Don't allow yourself to roll after that leg. Feel your inner thighs opening on the right side. Breathing, encouraging that leg to release. Keeping control with the hand on the belt. And then we can bring the leg to center. We can take the left hand up the belt and bring that right leg over so it's coming to the left. Soften the shoulder, try and keep your shoulders nice and flat. Good stretch into that leg. Bring the leg back to center. And we're going to change to put the left foot into the belt. I find this easy to do up in the air, but however you need to. Decide whether you're going to have that right knee bent or the leg stretching away. For that stretch up, we might start with both hands on the belt. You might have your knee a little bit bent. You're working on the stretch as you feel you need to. Strengthening, releasing into that left leg as we stretch the heel to the ceiling. The left hand's going to come onto the belt as high up as you can to the left foot. Take the left leg out to the left, keeping that right hip down. Don't allow yourself to roll after that left leg. If you need to, you can have your hand on your hip or even have your knee bent, foot flat to the mat for extra support and balance. As you're ready, bring the leg up to the ceiling. Change to bring the right hand on the belt. Left arm goes out to the side and we bring that left leg over to the right. Stretching into that left hip. Try and breathe into your position. Encourage your shoulders to flatten, your leg to stretch. Breathing that left leg to centre. We're going to do that once more through each side. So bring your right foot into the belt or the belt to your right foot. Decide if you're going to have that left leg bent or the leg stretching away. Lengthen and stretch up into that right heel. Breathe. Opening your hip. Right hand onto belt. Right leg goes out to the right. Inner thigh stretch. Trying to soften and flatten through the hips. When you're ready, the leg comes to center. You can take the left hand onto the belt. Release the right arm to the side. Bring that right leg over to the left side of the body. Encourage that stretch. Remember to work with your body. Don't go forcing yourself into any position. Use your breath. Have a sense of softening and releasing out. When you're ready, that leg comes up. We can change so that our belt is around our left foot. Decide where we want that right leg to be. Start by lengthening the left leg up to the ceiling. Stretch into that heel. So we're going to take the left hand up high on the belt, left leg out to the left. Keep the right hip down. Encourage that inner thigh to stretch. Breathe into your posture. Lengthening into your heel. Opening into your hip. A lot of us have stiff hips. This should help to open and work through your hips. As you're ready, the leg comes up. We take the right hand onto the belt. Release the left hand by the side. Bring the left leg over to the right. Encourage your shoulders to flatten. Encourage a stretch through the outside of that left hip. Breathing. Settle into your position. You'll know when you've had a good stretch, when you're ready to come to center. We bring that leg to center. We're going to put the belt to one side, so release your legs down. We're going to do a stretch called Happy Baby Stretch. So we bend both knees up. We see if we can hold on to those feet. And we encourage those knees out underneath the armpits. Hands on feet. Breathing. Drawing those knees down. Whenever you're ready, you can release. We're going to go for legs up the wall for our relaxation. So bring yourself to a position where your hips are nice and close to the wall. Lower your head and shoulders. Take your feet up the wall, turning your system upside down. Taking the arms comfortably away from the body, settling and relaxing your shoulders, lengthening through your spine. Your choice whether you want those ankles and knees in together or whether they're more comfortable slightly apart. Whatever you're doing, encourage your hips to drop down. Have a little stretch into those heels and feet, and then allow your feet, ankles, knees to relax. Find a position where your arms are comfortable, softening through your shoulders. Releasing the weight of the head down into the mat. Become aware of your breath. Eyes closed if you're happy to do so. Breathing in and out through the nose. Work in a way that feels comfortable for you. If you find this too open, consider bringing the hands onto the belly, palms onto the belly. You should be aware of the warmth of your hands as they touch down. You might want to just experiment with whether this feels right, whether you'd rather have the arms to the sides. And we just take a moment to be with our breath, to let everything go. Encourage your whole body to relax and release. Finding your breath. Allowing yourself a moment to switch off and be with your breath. Whenever it suits you to reawaken, have a little wriggle into your fingers and toes. Softly opening your eyes. You might be happy to bring those knees down, have a little hug underneath those knees. That might not suit you at all. You might be needing to roll immediately onto one side. So if you'd rather roll onto one side with that hug, please do so. And whenever you're ready, you can roll onto one side. Do take your time to gradually come up. We've been inverted, so we want to take the time to allow our blood pressure and circulation to return to a posture, to return to what's normal for us. Find yourself in a comfortable sitting position if you're happy to. And you slowly allow yourself to return. I hope you found that sequence beneficial to you. Hope it's improved your circulation. Restore some warmth to your body. Take the arms out to the side. Finish with a nice deep breath. Breathing in, stretching up. Releasing as you breathe out. Thank you very much. Namaste.